Thursday. Coming up on Undisputed, Knicks guy Pat Mahomes is looking pretty good, but is he already an elite quarterback? And is Zeke already on his way to becoming an all-time great? Let's see what these guys have to say. Plus, we have actor Sharuna Jackson from HBO's Insecure in studio. Looking forward to it. Undisputed coming up next. Jenna, back to you.
Nice, Jenny. That'll be fun. Look forward to it. Thank you. Time for us to go viral. Kyrie Irving and the Celtics have kicked off preseason activity, and with a new season comes a clean slate, which means Kyrie has the chance to rethink his flat earth theory.
You said you're joking, and then you weren't joking. So which is it? Which side are you on?
Well, I mean, hopefully after this, I'm done answering.
Good. Let's clear it up for good. You never have to be asked again.
Clear it up for good. I mean, people are gonna ask me regardless, but I think the like what you say and what you do and how you mean it. At the time, I was like huge into conspiracies. Everybody's been there. Everybody's been there. Like, yo, what's going on with our world? You know, like you click a YouTube click and it goes like how deep the rabbit hole goes. It's like, yo, you start telling all your friends like, yo, did you see that? Did you watch this video? I'm telling you. It was, you know, at the time it was like, you're like innocent in it, but you realize the effect of the power of voice, and even if you believe in that, it's like you just like, well, don't come out and say that stuff. That's for intimate conversations, because perception, how you're received, it just changes. Like, no, I'm actually a smart-ass individual. Like, no, it's just like, so it's not like it's not like I was just coming out and saying that. So it was like at the time, just didn't realize the effect, and I was definitely at that time like, I'm a big conspiracy theorist. You can't tell me anything. Right. So yeah, I'm sorry about all that. You know, for all the science teachers, everybody coming up to me like, you know, I gotta reteach my whole curriculum. I'm sorry. I apologize. I apologize.
So does he still think the world is flat?
He didn't answer that part of the question. He just apologized for talking about it. He at no point said,
yeah, I'm glad the school teachers came up to him. Listen, you're messing up my curriculum. All right, you're screwing with what I'm teaching the students. Actually, what I'm teaching the students, you're making me out to be a liar.
Listen, and by the way, I'm into conspiracy theories. You want to talk to me about JFK? I'm down for that. You get a couple drinks into me, I might even have some hot takes on the moon landing. But the shape of the Earth is not a it's not a theory. It's not a conspiracy. It's a provable fact. Kyrie had some quotes at this Forbes conference. There's another one where he says, in 20 or 30 years, you'll be living on 800 acres in Texas, living in a self-sustaining community with no power. All this technology is, quote, just killing me, man. I mean, man.
I still just want to know if he thinks the Earth is flat. I don't want to go into another whole season watching him.
Kyrie, man.
Assuming he doesn't fully know.
This is why Celtics fans, when he says, I love playing here, why would I ever leave? I take it with a little grain of salt. My man's got some takes on things.
He's still a hell of a basketball player.
No doubt.
Okay.
No,
let's just concentrate on his basketball, because everything else
is a little questionable.
We can't explain.
All right, let's get back to football. Monday night football, in fact. It took Pat Mahomes a while to turn heads in this one. His only touchdown pass came with 6 minutes left in the fourth to Travis Kelce. Next drive, play the game. Mahomes gets out of trouble, converts the first down with his left hand, mind you. Chiefs then take the lead with under 2 to play. Kareem Hunt in for the score. Following drive, fourth down. Broncos with a chance. They cannot convert. Chiefs remain undefeated with a 27-23 win. Here is Pat Mahomes after the game.
It speaks volumes to this team and like how much heart and determination that we have, that the defense got up there, made a lot of key stops, and the offense just kept fighting. The offensive line kept fighting, the running backs, the receivers, everybody just kept fighting, and we came out with the win. I felt Vaughn on my back, and I knew I couldn't throw it with my right hand, and I knew we needed the first down, and so I kind of just like shot putted it to Tyreek, and he got the first down and made a great play. I mean, you just got to get the ball in their hands somehow.
Patrick Mahomes is a great quarterback. They got a great offense over there. I mean, it's nothing new. We knew where it's not a surprise, you know, what type of team they are. We just got to capitalize and make our plays.
I love this team and just how we fight. I mean, we hadn't necessarily been tested in this situation yet, and it just showed that every phase of the ball, special teams, defense, and offense, that everybody can step up and everybody can make plays. And I knew we had it, and I'm glad we got to show it for everybody else, and we're going to keep it rolling as the season goes.
It wasn't the easiest game for Patrick Mahomes, but CC, you said that's the best thing he could have had last night.
Well, based on what he had done the 3 previous games, you want a little more resistance. You want to come up with a different game plan. You want to see guys struggle. You like to see it heighten the national stage, because those are the times that you determine what type of football player a guy's going to be. You don't determine it in the blowout wins and everything. No, it's in adversity. I thought this was his best game because he faced more problems. I mean, he was flushed out of the pocket at least 10 times. And look at his decision-making on the run. Not where Andy Reid was calling a play, not where they were doing motion, the defense was confused. No, the defense had a better defensive call than the play they had, but I'm a better football player than the defense that you have. And that's what I believe that you can take from this. The overall confidence that there is no lead against us that you can be comfortable with. And then I think also with the defense getting stops at the end, that's going to give them more confidence as they go forward. So great strides for a young quarterback in the NFL. This is what we want to see. People say, oh, well, I want to see this. This is what a young franchise quarterback is supposed to do. And that's what Patty Mahomes did. He showed his overall athleticism. He showed that he's just not a system quarterback. And he showed you, man, he's got one of the, I would say there's not 6 arms in the NFL better than him as far as velocity and how they can throw the football to all parts of the field.
And the escapability, which led him to, according to the broadcast, he had the most out-of-the-pocket passing yards of any player in a decade. That's unbelievable. In that decade, you had Vic's season in Philly. You have had the RG3 rookie year. Some guys that in my mind's eye, I'm like, they're always out of the pocket throwing deep. That was the most passing yards in a game we've had in that stretch. This was statistically the worst game of his career. It was also the best game of his career because of where they were playing, because of the type of pass rush he was facing with Von Miller and Bradley Chubb, because they had been up 49-6 cumulative in the first quarter of their first 3 games of the year. They had never been down in a game. They're down 10 points on the road in Mile High, and they win.
The toughest place to play in their division, because we also know the Chargers in transition, no home field advantage. Oakland, the Raiders fans, I mean, there ain't no home field advantage in playing there.
Right.
And then we know Kansas City and Denver, they have huge advantages in their home crowd.
Which, by the way, matters for the Chiefs as far as they're 2-0 in their division with the wins in Los Angeles and in Denver. Right. And this is a division, by the way, they've won 18 of 19. Divisional games. So that predates Patty Mahomes. Okay. And Patty Mahomes, by the way, shout out to him. He now has more wins in Mile High than John Elway's first-round pick, Paxton Lynch, who, of course, played for the Broncos. But
that's still playing?
Not in the Broncos anymore, but neither here nor there. The point I'm making is a lot of questions people had after the record-breaking start. How's he going to respond to adversity? How's he going to respond to a tough crowd? How's he going to respond to a deficit? Now, we still don't know how he's going to respond to a turnover because the guy hasn't turned the ball over. Despite making throws you're really not supposed to make. He's thrown across his body. And forget the left-handed flip. That was to prevent a sack and it ended up being a huge play.
That was a smart play.
That was a smart play, and it wasn't that risky. It was either going to be completed or it was going to be it was going to be dropped for an incompletion. But he is making risky throws, and they're working. I don't know. Coach Mangini was saying before, don't put him in the Hall of Fame. Not put him in the Hall of Fame. But I am ready to say and confident in saying this guy is a franchise quarterback. He's not going to be a one-year wonder. This is not an RG3 situation. I believe he is a star in this league.
At this point, too, I'm just going to tell you, because I don't like to bang on guys. RG3 at this point, I thought he was a franchise quarterback. That's not fair to him. RG3 played sensational.
Sure.
Now, he had a horrific knee injury, which will change the game for you. So at this point, RG3 he was a franchise quarterback.
And maybe absent the injury, he still would have been. So maybe RG3 is a bad example. My point is, I don't think this is a one-year wonder situation. A not sustainable. We're going to look back and like, oh, remember that great month Patty Mahomes had.
If there is any question, it would be, is their defense, can it hold strong long enough to give this offense a chance to win games? There was talk this week that maybe they'd be a trade with Earl Thomas. Obviously, that's not going to happen now. How good is this defense, or how good does the defense have to be for what you're seeing on offense?
This is a new NFL. Nick said we got a record pace as far as quarterbacks going to throw for over 5,000 yards. I'm going with offense now. Okay, they just changed me. Defense win championships. That's in the old NFL. Right now, you got to be able to move the ball offensively as long as they don't forget Kareem Hunt. As long as they have that running game with that offensive line, it will only have that defense be on the field maybe 28 minutes, 26 minutes like they were last night.
And if you have a bad defense, it really helps to not turn the ball over. They're not turning the ball over, so the defense isn't facing short fields. And amazingly, I don't know how it's true, but the Chiefs have the #1 third down defense in all of football. That maintained last night. 2 of 11 on third down was Denver.
But they're worse than NFL on first and second.
Yes, they are. But on both downs,
We
actually.
gotta go. Undisputed starts right now. Have a good one, everyone.